and 20.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm glad you guys put some more thought into this. We're going to watch our video right now to see exactly how many packets he ate. What we're going to do is watch this at a voice level of 0. If I see my group up front that we're at a 0, we'll be able to receive our points. So when I look Tisha, I'm looking to see that we're all the way at a 0, please. Here is our third act. So we're going to see what he did. Alright, so right now I need you back in a 0, please, and 3, and 2, and 1, and in 0. So I saw that a lot of us were really excited. Still waiting on 2 more groups. So when I look out, I saw that a lot of people were excited to find out if their answer was correct or incorrect. What we're going to do now is compare each of those 7 drinks that are inside your bin. So they did it with Coca-Cola, but what we're going to do is with our 7 different drinks that we have instead. So let's go through and see what our next step is going to be. Underneath where it says watch Act 3, we're going to go over a few of the questions together. So you need to answer, how close was your estimation? How many sugar packets? Well, we just learned that there was 16. Now we're going to find out how many grams and how many calories. So this is where we're going to take our nutritional information and find this out. So I want to know how many grams of sugar this is. So Alicia, all you got to do is just raise silently if you have a question. What do you need? Okay, so I believe I did that, so I'll find it for you in a second. Just go ahead and take a seat. Thanks. So right now, yep, I just made a mistake by giving to the wrong group. So how many grams of sugar are in this? How are we going to find out how many grams we have if we have 16 packets? So Tisha, what do we know?
We need to find how many grams are in one packet, which is 1 gram, and then what you want to find out? How many grams of sugar is that?
Yeah, so let's think back to what his example had. So his example said how many grams were in one of his packets of sugar?
So we're going to multiply 16 times 4, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. So just like Tisha said, Anthony, I need us to make sure that we're all the way to 0 so we can hear out what you guys say. So I know that my front group's ready. I know that my clubs are ready. And now, Michael, I know that my group up front, my Bears group, is ready. Go ahead and pick up your calculators that are inside your bin and solve this problem. Raise your silent hand when you have an answer. So I see that Tisha has an answer. I see that Tyra has an answer. I see that Fatima and Beyonce are calculating theirs. Nicole's got an answer. I see that Layla's got an answer. So I'm looking to see that I've got a few more people sharing out their answers. I have to erase a point from the Bears group because currently we're solving this at a voice level of 0. Alright, so Nicole, thank you so much for raising your silent hands. Nicole, what did you get?
64 grams.
64, because we did 16 times 4 gave us 64 grams. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to put that down here, is how many calories is going to be just coming from that sugar. So Tisha, what are we going to have to do?
Okay, since 1 sugar is 4 grams, now we're going to multiply 16 times 15, right?
16 times 15, so why did you choose 15?
Because on this so we first did 16 times the 4 grams of sugar, and then it said calories, and the calories is 15, and then it's 16 packs, right?
Alright, so I'm going to bring it back up so we can see this on the overhead. So when I have one of his packets says that there's 15 calories, right? But Tisha, how many packets did we use?
16.
We used 16 packets. So then you said we're going to do what to find our answer?
We're going to multiply 16 times 15.
16 times 15, excellent job.
240.
So, yep, all you had to do, Nicole, was just raise your silent hand, so I have to take away a point from one of your group mates. Please raise the silent hand when you have your answer to the amount of calories that are inside of our bottle just from the sugar. Mary, please take a seat and raise your hand if you need to get up. Thank you. Go ahead, Nicole. Thank you for raising your hand. 240. So just like how we said, we're going to be sharing out raising a silent hand. I'm glad a lot of us got that correct. We need to raise a silent hand when we're sharing out. So my next step is to go on to the question that is below that. You're going to see that I need an estimation. You're going to rank the beverages from least to greatest based on the sugar content. So I want to know which one do you think has the most sugar crammed into it, and then which one has the least. So I've started with greatest. I've started with least. So you're going to put the least one first, and the greatest second. Go ahead and do that with your group mates at a voice level 1. I'll be coming around to give out points. Yep, we'll go and count about 20 minutes.
Go where?
So my Cubs group can all get a point because they're discussing their answers and copying it down. Alright, so I see that Michael's putting out his answers. So which one do you think is going to be the least sugary and which one will be the most? Think about when's the last time you drank sugar.
Oh, you said we're going to go to the least?
Yep.
Can we just use our data of sugar?
You can use your data, but there's got to be some comparison you got to make too. Because can I compare two things that aren't the same size?
Why not?
So they're not same ounces.
So before we calculate, you guys predict what do you think it's going to be?
So you take sugar is fine, you just need egg them. No, just a bottle you
That's how it was.
So Tisha and Mikey, you're just doing our own work, and we're going to be talking about it. So what do you think is going to be the most sugary? What do you guys think? Yeah, so we all know that everyone here's really smart. So what do you think is going to be the most sugary out of all these 7 options? No, go ahead and put that one down. Hey Mary, go ahead and take a seat, please. Not right now, you can get something later. Take a seat, thank you. Alicia, I have to take away a point. We're going to make sure we're at all the time. So what do you think is going to be the most sugary and which one's going to be the least sugary? Come on, you like what's going to be the least one's going to be the least. Which one's the most sugary? You think the orange Sunkist is? Okay, so we're going to write that down. That's going to be the least one. It's not going to be the most sugary, so put that down for the 7. Yeah, we're going to do least to greatest. Right, everyone? Let's put that for number 1. Alright, so let's put that down. What do you think is going to be the Eyes on me, mouth closed in 3. Eyes on me, mouth closed in 2. Eyes on me, mouth closed in 1. Eyes on me, mouth closed in 0. So when I walked around to each of my 5 groups, I saw that we were working, so I gave you guys each a point. And then now I'm looking to see that we're still at a 0. So I see that my Cubs are at a 0, I can give them a point. I see that I've got my Bears group at a 0, so I give them a point. Same with my Bulls, my Blackhawks, and my Sox. So the next step that we're going to do is to be actually calculating them. When I was walking around, I had a discussion with the Bulls group that was actually very pertinent to what we're doing. Am I able to compare the sugar if I've got 3 different sizes of drinks? So put a thumbs up as, yeah, Miss Rogers, we can totally compare those. Or, no, Miss Rogers, we got to change something before we can compare it. So I'm looking to see, I see some thumbs down from my back group. My group at my Bears table, please tell me thumbs up, you think we can use this. Thumbs down, you think we cannot. Alicia, please put it away and put a thumbs up or a thumbs down, please. So I see mostly thumbs down. Tell me, with a silent hand raised, why do you think we cannot compare these? Nicole.
Can't compare them because they're different ounces.
Yeah, they're all different ounces. We need to make sure that they're first, Adrian, that they're all the same ounces. So right now when I'm looking to see that, Alicia, our eyes are forward and our mouths are closed. Thank you. Alright, so my club's group is at a 0 and give them a point. Omarian, thank you for fixing it. Now your group's also at a 0. So what we're going to do is turn our packets over now that we've made our estimation. And we are going to calculate this. Right now, I'm looking to see that if you're following along at a voice level 0. My group of the Blackhawks, I have to take away a point because we are not talking right now. Thank you. Our eyes are forward and our mouths are closed. So, we're going to do the vitamin water example together, and then I'll let you do the other 6 ones with your table mates. So, I need to figure out the amount of sugar that's inside the amount of ounces that I have. So what 2 numbers am I going to be using? Michael, do you have an answer to my question or do you have your own question? Okay, so put your hand down. I'll give you in a second. Right now, Jared, please be sitting all the way up. So right now, I have to take away a point from my Bears group because I see that we are still talking. So right now, we're all the way to 0. I'll be with you in about 2 minutes, Alicia. Alright, so what 2 things, or what 2 numbers am I going to need to use to calculate my vitamin water? What do you think, Keontae? You're exactly right, sugar in ounces. So I'm trying to figure out how much sugar is inside of that vitamin water ounces. So what am I going to need to do to figure this out? Give me a second. So Keontae, what number is going to go with which one? So you told me you got 2 numbers, but am I dividing, am I multiplying, am I adding, am I subtracting? What am I doing with this? Dividing. So right now I'm going to need to take away a point from my stocks group, but I should see us all the way to 0, please. So I know that my back college group looks ready. So Nicole, just face all the way forward. Thank you. Alright, so what we're going to do, Keontae, is we're going to need to do an operation. Please raise your hand and tell me which operation you think we're going to be using. What do you think, Tisha?
Probably multiplication.
Probably multiplication. Does anybody else have a different answer that they think is going to work instead? Yes, Keontae. Okay, cross multiply, so we will be using that later on. But I'm trying to figure out.
It's still multiply.
Yep, you're exactly right.
But then divide with it.
Okay, but then divided with it. Yes, Leilani. I understand that some of us have to use the restroom. We'll be with you in about 2 minutes before we get started on our group work. Then we can go. So what we're going to do is we're going to be dividing. Chandria, what do you think we're going to be dividing? Ooh. Divide the what? Okay, the sugar by the ounces. So what 2 numbers am I using for my vitamin water? So Chandria, what 2 numbers am I using? Okay, so I'm using 32 and 20. So that means that I'm going to divide, I have 32 per my 20 ounces. So for those of us that are labeling, I have ounces, which is 20, and I have 32, which is your grams. You're going to be finding out how many grams of sugar are going to be inside 1 ounce. So Keontae was directly right when he said we could cross multiply. When you have an answer, please raise your silent hands. What you got, Michael? What you got, Tyler? 1.6. So when I do that, I'm going to get 1.6. So what does that mean? If I was to write that in a full sentence, what did I just find out? I have 1.6 what? 1.6 grams for what, Keontae? For every 1 what? C stands for ounces. So I'm going to have 1.6 grams of sugar for every 1 ounce of my vitamin water. What I'm going to ask you to do now with your partners at the one is to solve the other types of liquids in your bin. Go ahead and do it at a voice level one. Layla, please wait by the door. Michael, please wait by the door. Alicia, please wait by the door.